It's Donald Trump's 100th day in office, and Ukraine's economy minister is en route to Washington. As Kyiv is talking up the prospect of a key minerals deal finally being reached. The minerals deal that soured in that bust up at the White House between Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump administration in the last weeks been threatening to pull the plug on mediation with Moscow, raising fears it would drop military support for Ukraine under terms of the deal which have not yet been made public. It seems as though there would be a 50-50 partnership to keep Washington on side.
It is truly an equal, solid international agreement on joint investments in the development and reconstruction of Ukraine between the government of the United States and the government of Ukraine. The American side can count new military aid to Ukraine, I repeat, only new aid, as a contribution to the fund.
And with us to talk about it, we have a soldier and a recruiter, Vladyslav Greziev. Before we talk about your company, Lobby X, first, your reaction to the economy minister flying to Washington, the possibility of that minerals deal.
I think United States showed us great support even before Trump's administration, and we need to respect all of the efforts from the American people, and we are thankful for them for their support. So I'm not the best expert in economics, but I think if our minister comes, it matters. So I wish good luck for these negotiations.
Because when you hear the Secretary of State repeat on Sunday that we're getting tired of this mediation, we might just stop doing it, how do you interpret those words?
Well, I think their previous plans was really to finish the active war very quickly, but maybe if to dive deep into the details and see who we're dealing with, I mean Russia, it becomes not so easy. And now, this new view shows them that it should be maybe much more time for that. That's why we hear these messages. But we are in the process. Ukraine would not exit this process because we have enemies on our land and our ground in the eastern part of Europe. So we feel this like, okay, if you will quit, no problem, we will continue to fight until we will win, of course.
And the Ukrainians in the last 3 years have certainly leveled up in a lot of respect. They've shown the world what a drone war looks like. One of the big problems is you're outnumbered. And that's where your company, Lobby X, comes in, because it's difficult in Ukraine to replenish the forces that are needed in this war of attrition. Tell us about Lobby X and what it does.
Actually, we're a social entrepreneurship. We, before the full-scale invasion, and now also we help to recruit people into the state bodies, NGOs, independent media, businesses, but yeah, also joined armed forces on the second day of full-scale invasion, and so that in armed forces, as everywhere, people are the core component for success. And previous approach in military, like Soviet legacy, was not aimed to evaluate people's experience, skills, strengths, and weaknesses. And I start to develop a new approach. So this is not about to fulfill, it's about to make army efficient in recruitment. So now we have...
What does that mean, to make the army efficient in recruitment?
For example, we have a website, and it's integrated with all of the state applications where you could find any military unit and any military vacancy in that unit, apply for that, deciding whether these requirements, these responsibilities, conditions are okay for you, like evaluating whether you are ready to be in combat or you want to be in the rear position, and you will be more successful and more efficient when you be on your place. Before, like Soviet approach was not about it. It was a centralized system when people decided after you, but not you.
A lot of the reporting from the front line 3 years on is that there's some bitterness from the soldiers. They feel as though life's continuing in the cafes in Kiev, far from the front line.
That's not true. All of the mood in the army is to fight until we win. Everybody understands that they fight for these people who stay in rear cities, who works for economy, who have children, to go to school, and so on. So this is what we fight for, actually, to make this possible, to continue Ukrainian independent state and nation to live in the future. Not such mood in army at all.
And what about the conscription age? Because there was the lowering from 27 to 25.
Yeah.
If the war continues, will it have to go even lower?
No, it's not the solution. First of all, the group of people from the age of 18 to 25, it's much more less in general population. It will not be the solution to fulfill army. And of course, somebody should to live in the future, to restore the nation, the population, to build new institutions and rebuild Ukraine after the victory. This is not smart to, like, the subscription made like emergent for these people. Still, they can join army voluntarily, and I think it's not such a crisis. It's not a big deal to like make these steps, because each month we have enough new recruits into the army.
You have enough recruits.
It's much more we need, of course, but it's still big numbers, and we are growing in different military units are like becoming bigger, scaling, the most successful ones, of course. So this is not the critical situation about it at all. When it was like previous administration and especially Blinken told about these ideas, I was one of those, and a lot of people who work in field of human capital policies in armed forces, like we said, this is not about it. We are not in that situation.
Vladyslav Greziev, at one point, the guns will go silent. One of the questions, and I know this is something you've worked on personally, is what about those who come back from the front and those who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, for instance? How will you help those along? Because that's going to take years.
Yeah. We launched a new department in our company in September previous year. We provide veterans consultants for employment, because the job could be like a new sense for living, for continue to live, and you like think that you will continue to work for victory, but being a civilian. For example, it's a lot of defense tech companies appeared in Ukraine, new ones, like hundreds of, for drones production, for example. And military experience and, for example, testing these products is very important. And a lot of veterans goes for that, to continue the impact into the weaponry especially, and into the victory as well.
The Ukraine has shown the world how it can be done with drones, and how sometimes even sitting at a kitchen table you can help the war effort. There is one area where you need the United States, and that is air defenses. So
that's true.
If the United States tomorrow pulls the plug, what then?
Actually, as I know, already all of this provision for Patriot missiles is on pause. And yeah, of course, it's very sadly, because our huge ally now are coming back to us, like not helping us in this field. We could not have our own alternatives for that, and our like peaceful citizens in rear cities like damaged by ballistic missiles every day, like almost every day. This is really nightmare. Yeah, we would be sad, we would be discouraged for a while, but we will continue to fight. We will like search for new solutions. I hope that our other allies from Europe help us with other systems, and especially I want to thank French people and French government for support. We really feel this. It's very important for us, and it encourages us to defend ourselves and Europe at all.
One final question, your reaction to Vladimir Putin's announcement of a Victory Day 72-hour truce for around the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II?
Never trust Russians. We know this the most in this planet, because we face the genocidal war, and when you face this, you explore and learn your enemy as much as possible. This is like not truth. They don't want to have peace deals. They don't want to have finished this war, because if they would, they like did not strike ballistic missiles on our cities each night and Iranian drones. This is not truth.
Vladyslav Greziev, many thanks for stopping in and seeing us here at France 24.
Thank you too. Thank you for inviting me.